Alright, joining us in the newsroom is Shiv Arur and also Manoj Joshi, commentator Mail Today. Shiv, I'll come to you first here, and the expose clearly proves how US is turning a blind eye to race terror.
It's actually completely bizarre. If you look at the way the investigation has gone so far, the FBI, the Wisconsin police, they seem completely clueless about this particular individual. Even though, like we've been pointing out in this story, Siddharth, that Wade Michael Page had a fairly populated, criminal record. He's been charged with drunken driving, with brawl, with criminal misdemeanors. He was dishonorably discharged from the army. It is not official, but the actual charge under which he was discharged from the army was going absent without leave, getting into a couple of drunk brawls with others. He was never deployed abroad, but he was dishonorably discharged. And yet, all of these things, after he was discharged from the army in '98, he notched up all the all these bits on his criminal record. And in 2008, 6 years later, he was given this gun license in Cumberland County, which basically points to, of course, the larger issue in the United States. Apart from the prejudice, apart from everything else, gun control itself, the fact that the history, the credentials of people are not fully checked before they're given gun licenses, and of course there is an element of racial and communal prejudice in the way people are profiled before they're given these weapons. The United States plays a lot of emphasis on the right to bear arms. It's a right in that country, but it's extremely problematic, and I think the investigations into Wade Michael Page completely throw up and accentuate the deep contradictions and prejudices at play here.
We certainly do, Shiv, and I'll bring in Manoj here. Manoj, the question here that everyone seems to be wondering is that had this been an Islamist sympathizer who'd been spouting similar venom, he would have been jailed.
Well, that's true, but the point is that what you have to look at, and I personally believe it's not guns that kill people, guns that kill people. You see, it's people who kill people. And the problem here in the United States is the political culture of the United States. Meaning there is, in the United States, a deep political divide, and we have, after all, this is the country which gave the blacks a vote, the legal right to vote only in 1965. And so, you have this country where there are deep prejudices, and you have these organizations, these white supremacist organizations, which still function, and it's a little bit like what happened in India when we were looking at Islamist terrorism, and then we were overtaken suddenly by the information that there was also Hindutva terror. So the point is that you have the police and the intelligence authorities are blindsided by the fact that they are looking at they have prejudged a certain situation. And in the case of the United States, certainly the FBI, which now says this was a terror act, has suddenly woken up to the fact, well, this is this white terrorists around here, and this they are saying, despite the Oklahoma bombing, which where the federal building was almost destroyed, where a huge amount of ammonium nitrate was used, and there were two white supremacists again in that case who were involved in the bombing. That is the first major terrorist action in the United States in the last 20-30 years. And the US intelligence authorities completely missed that, and here once again they seem to have missed this, and this could have been far worse had there been more people involved in this. And of course the incident itself, as they say, had this person had bombs and other kind of things, this could have been far worse.